What's up, everybody? Welcome into a new episode of the Rapala Collegiate Bass Podcast. First major college event of 2026 was contested here recently. Bassmaster College Series over at the Kissimmee Chain just outside of Orlando, Florida. Garrett Ring and Trace Antunes from second-ranked University of Montevallo got the victory with a two-day total weight of 47 pounds, 12 ounces. Garrett, will bring you in here for the first question. Real quick, man, just about a week or so ago, you guys were able to hold up that trophy and get the win over in Florida. Talk about the significance of that victory and what it meant to be able to start the year with the win.
Man, it meant a lot, especially for our team. You know, we had a really good fall, even though we're just behind in the rankings. But starting off hot like this for us is really sets the tone for the rest of the spring, and hopefully in a good way.
Yeah, setting the tone early and often is obviously a key to success for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia, which we'll talk about here in a little bit after we speak on the event that just took place, because really there's no room for error. And being able to have that success, get a win, notch two high finishes to take advantage of those double points obviously goes a long way to that goal. Trace, yourself too, significance of this victory. Maybe it's y'all's first victory as a team, first major college victory throughout the years. Just kind of speak a little bit to the significance of the win for you personally as well.
Pretty much everything as Garrett said. I mean, this was also, like, personally for us, this was our first as a college anglers, and to do it at a huge tournament like that, it was huge for us. But yeah, like Garrett said, I mean, setting the tone like that, that's really big for us. And having other people in the top, we had, I think, 5 other teams in the top 10. So that's huge. So I think that starting with this momentum rolling in the rest of spring is going to be big for the team.
Let's talk about the fishing a little bit over there in Florida. You know, currently U.S. across the Midwest into the Southeast starting to thaw out a little bit as there was some cold weather that moved in. And you're in January. You never really know what you're going to get over in Florida. Those fish, they don't like it to be sunny and cold. Talk a little bit, Garrett, about the conditions, how those fish set up, and if the weather impacted anything that y'all were doing specifically.
Well, at the beginning of our practice, you know, we had a couple big cold fronts move in on us, which really made us think we were going to have quite a tough tournament. And as a matter of fact, we had a tough practice. But we knew those fish were going to move into those kind of pre-spawn areas, didn't quite want to spawn yet, those staging points, and we kind of just anticipated for that. And Lord willing, it worked out for us.
Yeah, Trace, elaborate a little bit on how those fish were setting up, because you think of Florida this time of year and you expect to just see bass on beds everywhere. It's not always the case, and as anglers we get a little antsy and want the fish to be in a stage that they're just not quite yet, as we're kind of ahead of them, so to speak, and expect them to be up shallow and they're not quite there. Talk about how they were setting up specifically during the event. As Garrett alluded to, they were mostly pre-spawn.
So yeah, it was a shock to us when we got to Florida and saw that the water temp was in the low 50s. We were like, oh man, we're gonna have to really adjust. So we spent most of our time in practice kind of bouncing from lake to lake. We started up in Toho, fished around, went down to the Kissimmee one day, and then kind of went between Cypress and Hatchinall. And the best stuff we saw was down in Kissimmee, and that's where we spent most of our tournament. So they were pretty much staging on big grass clumps out from the main grass flats and all those pads and stuff. And if you could find those grass clumps that had greener, healthier grass, that's really where we were catching them off of. And we had really 3 spots. One spot was super concentrated, and the other 2 were areas that were really key for us.
2-day total weight is 47 pounds, 12 ounces. First day of tournament competition had 20 pounds even. Garrett, break down that first day. As Trace was saying, you are fishing grass clumps, trying to slow down out front of the main visible cover. Talk about baits and things y'all are throwing to catch that day one limit.
Well, on the first day, we actually started off pretty good. We ran through the lock, had to wait just for a little bit for that, and then once we got to our first spot, did really a lot of our work. I think we ended up with 12 or 13 pounds really fast. And then throughout the day, just slowly upgraded. But it was slow. It was far in between. And we did most of our work on shad-type baits, such as like a jerk bait.
Typical springtime, early springtime pre-spawn stuff, it sounds like there. Trace, before we talk about day 2 and how y'all caught those fish, from day 1 to day 2, you had 20 even on the first day, 27 pounds, 12 ounces on the second day, an improvement of almost 8 pounds. Talk about anything that was different, where y'all did you get one bigger bite than you did on the first day? Did you land fish that you couldn't get in the boat? What was the difference that basically amounted to an 8-pound improvement on the second day of tournament competition?
So on the first day, we did end up, really our first day savior was a 7-pound, 9-ounce big bass for us. That was pretty awesome to have that fish. And, we had 20 pounds even. On second day, we also ended up catching an 8-pound, 12-ounce big one, kind of in that same spot. And we knew that spot was good for a big one a day, but we couldn't get nothing else off of that. But yeah, we ran our stretches. It was really scary because after the first day, after about noon, they stopped biting in our stretches, and we didn't do any damage past noon on the first day. And when the second day rolled around, we only had one bass at 11:30. So that was really scary. We ended up running to that spot, and they didn't really bite off of our good stretch on the first day in the morning, on the second day in the morning. And we ended up catching that big one, and that really got the momentum for us going. And we went back to our original starting spot, and that's when we put most of our bag together. We had, I think, 22 pounds rolling out of Kissimmee at around 1 o'clock on the second day.
Definitely awesome to hear how it all plays out. The the nerves as you're going into an opportunity to win a major tournament like you guys just did, to have that play out where that the first day you had most of your weight secured by noon. On the second day at noon, you have one fish. That's just insane. And be able to stay mentally in the game, not get spun out, and stay focused to be able to get the win. Obviously, a big key to your success and a major accomplishment. Garrett, talk a little bit about that. What was it like in the moment, not letting the wheels fall off, but keeping it all together and sticking to the game plan or adjusting with the conditions to be able to eventually weigh 27 pounds, 12 ounces to take the tournament win when just a few hours previous to that weigh-in, you didn't have much of anything at all to bring to the scale?
Yeah, it was really tough. We were really getting down with ourselves around that 11:30 time, but Trace ended up catching a really good one like we did the first day out of that same spot, and it really turned it around for us. It gave us some momentum going through, and we were able to run back through some stuff, catch a few more key fish, run up to the lock around 1, and we were like, we got to make a decision here. We have contention to maybe win this thing. We get another couple big bites. So we locked on through and went and checked out some stuff we hadn't seen since practice at Toho. And when we were running through, we actually got waved down by a couple of our teammates, Dale Milam and James DeBose, and they're also our roommates. Big shout out to those guys because they waved us down, and we saw birds and shad everywhere and ended up fishing out our last 30 to 40 minutes and getting 2 key bites. And, teammates like that and then us just getting that big bite really helped us keep our heads ground and level, and we were rolling after that and ended up coming away with the win.
We're talking with Garrett Ring and Trace Antunes from second-ranked University of Montevallo. Got the victory at the Bassmaster College Series event at the Kissimmee Chain. 2-day total weight, 47 pounds, 12 ounces. Got them the victory, and as I said, they had several of their fellow teammates who were up high there inside the top 10, top 20. So, I'm going to be able to maximize points opportunities towards that Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia, of which I believe are just less than 3,000 points behind top-ranked Carson Newman. Trace, real quick, coming into the spring, we already talked about the significance of that victory. Then to also add with it another high top finish for your top 2 teams to be inside the top 10. Speak to that real fast before we go into more details about that Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. But 2 top 10 finishes here to start the year. Just as your victory was significant, so too was the next highest finishing team.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So we always have our guys on our team we're really competing against each other. That's really the drive of why I think that our team has so many high finishers. It's a really good start for the year, and I think with this momentum going into the next tournament at the MLF National Championship, that our team's really hungry for more high finishes, and we're hopefully going to end up doing that again.
We'll have updated point standings out soon, as there's also another college event taking place again in Florida on the Bassmaster College Series. And then, as y'all alluded to as well, MLF College Series National Championship right around the corner too. So lots of good points earning opportunities. lots of fluctuation, I'm sure, will take place in that Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia as teams earn points over the next couple of weeks. Garrett, to contribute to your team, a team in which Montevallo had several do very well that week, to be one of those contributors to the double points. Obviously getting the victory is a big deal, and then being on a team such as Montevallo, who's got several groups up there high in the final tournament standings, you guys are one of those two teams to contribute to the points. What does that mean for you two as a pair to be able to come back to Montevallo there in Alabama and know that one of y'all's finish helped contribute to the season points total?
It means a lot. That's hard to do with the team that we have. Our team has a lot of talent this year and in past years. And, just contributing some points to the effort for School of the Year is a big deal for us because as younger guys, we really didn't get that opportunity all too much. We had a lot of older guys who were really, really talented and great. And now being able to kind of fill their shoes and take care of business like that really felt good.
Moving along through the spring, as we said, several more good points earning opportunities up for grabs. You guys are just around 2,500, a little less than 3,000 points behind Carson Newman. We'll see where things shake out when we do the next points update here in just a little bit. Working towards what would be a shot at having to win y'all's 6th straight Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. 1-5 straight victory this season would take it to 6. Trace, talk about your time at school there. Y'all are mentioning that y'all are younger anglers, underclassmen, most likely. What's it been like to be a part of the team at Montevallo and knowing of the past history and success the program has had? If you haven't been there for very many of those School of the Year titles, talk about the significance of those past victories to your decision-making to end up there in the first place.
So I'm a junior. Me and Garrett are both juniors, so this is our 3rd year here. So we've been able to experience a couple of those wins, and it's been great. Starting out as a freshman, we're coming in like everyone seems like stars that are above us, and that we're never going to be able to fill those shoes because of how good and how much success the team has had. But you hear it all the time. They say iron sharpens iron, and if that's not the most true thing about this team, then I don't know what it is because. Coming into this team, I didn't ever think that I'd be able to fill those shoes, like I said, and here we are now. We're able to contribute points to the team, and that's just a huge deal for us.
Contributing points will be the name of the game here as we work towards the end of the season, around the end of May of this year for the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. Several months of work left to go until those final standings are tallied in college fishing's only all-encompassing national ranking system. Garrett, what needs to happen for Montevallo here over the next couple weeks, the next few months, that come this summer when the season's complete, you guys have been able to secure your 6th straight title for that Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia?
Well, I think we just really got to we have the momentum now. We need to just keep the foot on gas. And we're going to have a pretty tough time keeping ourselves together through February and March, but I think we're going to be able to pull through. We got a heavy schedule in front of us, and I think we'll be able to pull through just fine.
Last question here, Trace, as we wrap it up. What would it mean? You said y'all are juniors, so you've been a part of 2 of those 5 to be part of 3 of those 6 potentially at the end of this season to be able to hold up that trophy as we will be at Pickwick Lake in Florence, Alabama for our last event of the season. And I believe there's one Bassmaster that will count towards the School of the Year total following our event. To have an opportunity to hold up that trophy for your 3rd time, the school's 6th, what would the emotions and the thought process be going through your head at that moment if you're able to partake in that particularly?
That'd be super incredible. Just knowing a 6th School of the Year in a row, it's probably something that will never be done again by another team, and to be able to be part of that it's just really, really awesome to have that as a thought in the back of your head that you were a part of that.
Appreciate the time here today, guys. Thank you all for speaking with us. Congratulations again on the win there at the Kissimmee Chain. We're speaking with Garrett Ring and Trace Antunes from 2nd-ranked University of Montevallo. 47 pounds, 12 ounces got them the victory on the first major college event of 2026 here. That event taking place with the Bassmaster College Series at the Kissimmee Chain. Guys, congratulations again. Best of luck for the rest of the season, and we'll be looking out for y'all at ACA events coming up here later this spring.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good one.
Welcome to Minnow King. How can I help you? Everything looks good. I'm friggin' starving, man. Been spawning all morning.
Ugh, TMI, bro. What do you want?
I'll take a Crush City freeloader and gizzard shad.
Anything to drink.
Water.
Pull ahead, please. Working a minute, okay?
We're gonna have what he's had.
Yeah, throw me in a Ned BLT, too.
Pull ahead, please.
Calm down. Quit feeding him so much.
Hey, man, I'm trying to, man. If you
If you overfeed him, he's going to hide under a log.